Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, as Italy take on Australia, and for me, what could be the game of the weekend? I genuinely think that the Italian side can compete and do a job against Australia, who did almost look like they were going to beat France last week. But the Australian side are very inconsistent, and I think that they are susceptible to a loss. They are susceptible to an upset, and I think that this Italian side could do it, and it's a really exciting Italian side. You know, we said about a year ago this Italian side is going to be good. Maybe not now, maybe not even now, or maybe not there, maybe not now, maybe not even at the World Cup yet, but they are brewing something pretty special there. If you look at their junior setups, there's a lot of good youngsters coming through. A lot of them are starting to play for the senior side. They've got a young captain, they've got a young halfback pairing, and I think they've got a couple of very exciting players. Australia, who are a side, for me, who are definitely building something, but just can't find any consistency. And Dave Rennie, for me, has to be under a lot of pressure. You know, the coach of last year has got a terrible win percentage and really struggling to find results, even when his team is playing good rugby. But yeah, before we look at the two sides, please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Start with the home side, which is the Azzurri. So in the front row, Danilo Facchetti, Gianmarco Lucchesi, and Simone Ferrari will start up front, and they'll have a decent Australian front row up against them. The second row, Niccolo Cannone, Federico Razza will be providing those support. And then the heroic captain, Michel Lamoro's got Sebastian Negri and Lorenzo Cannone as company in that back row. Michel Lamoro, what a player he is. You know, young player, hardworking, very much a lead from the front type captain. He is incredibly young to be captaining his nation. But, you know, I think they see something. I mean, he's 2 years younger than me, for goodness sake. He's 24 years as it is. And he's captaining his side, and he's been captain for over a year now. So he's very much been backed, and they've basically said, you know, we've got a new generation coming through. You're going to lead them. You know, he's been a captain. He was named captain almost about a year ago to the day, 25th of October last year it was. And he was the one that captained them to. They beat Wales this year, you know, in that big upset. And that was a huge sort of watershed moment that showed you that this side is to be taken seriously. And a lot of that for me is the halfback combination. Stephen Varney and Paolo Garbizzi, very nice players. Both playing at top level rugby. You know, Paolo Garbizzi doing very well in the top 14. Stephen Varney playing in the Premiership. You then get Monty Awani, who has left Benetton, but still involved in Italy. Pierre Bruno and Ange Capuzzo as your back three. And then in the centres, you've got Luca Marizzi and John Ignacio Bress. I'm a big Bress fan. I do rate him quite highly. Off the bench, it's Giacomo Nicotera, Ivan Nima, Pietro Cacciarelli, David Sisi, Tawa Halafihi, Alessandro Garbizzi. So Garbizzi Jr. on the bench. We could see a Garbizzi halfback pairing, Tomasano Allen and Tomasano Menoncello on the bench. And I think that's been the nice thing. You know, it's Italy also, even their bench is not bad. And I think there's some exciting players coming through. You know, I think Tawa Halafihi is a decent player. I've always quite liked Ivan Nima. And Alessandro Garbizzi, if he can be anything like his brother, will be a very good player. And I think there are lots of similarities between the two. And we could be seeing a Garbizzi combination quite a few times in the near future for Italy. For Australia, there are a couple of changes, and I think for me, not the strongest Australian side, and that's why I do think the upset could be on. So in the front row, Matt Gibbon comes in. No James Slipper this weekend. Falaufa Ing also gets a start, and Alan Alatoa returns and will captain the side at tight head. Nick Frost has a new lock partner as Will Skelton does get an opportunity. Very, very large individual as Will Skelton. Brings a lot of physicality. I think he'll be somebody that the Italians will have to watch a lot because, he's just an absolute freak of a human. Ned Hannigan comes into the side. Fraser McWright keeps his jersey, as does Pete Samu. You then got Jake Jordan and Noah Lelesio as your halfback pairing. Tom Wright, Mark Nawakanetuasi at 14. Jock Campbell at 15. I was impressed with what I saw from Jock Campbell last week. Then the centres, Hunter Pasami and Ikatau. It's a nice centre combination. You then got Lachlan, Lonergan, Tom Robertson, and Tanilo Tupou as your bench. So good to have somebody like Tupou coming off the bench, as well as somebody like Darcy Swain. Lanky Gleeson gets an opportunity to take. McDermott does return to 23, and Ben Donaldson, as well as Jordan Petaya. So it's a good Australian side, but it is still quite a few changes, quite a lot of fringe players involved here. So I do think that, again, you know, this side could be beaten if Italy really pitch up. And we saw Italy put away a decent Samoan side with ease the other weekend. They're a very good attacking side. Again, a bit like sort of Japan versus England. The question is, can they keep out Australia? Can they front up? Can they deal with the physicality being brought by, you know, a Pete Samu, a Will Skelton, for example, even Alatoa, Falaufa Inga? Can they compete up front? And if they can, I do think on the paper, I think his Italian backline could actually cause some damage. But let me know what you think of the side down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.